Today, I'm going to show you exactly how you can bring in more clients into your coaching business with our same sales funnel, sales process, whatever you want to call it, that brings in my business $30,000 to $50,000 per month. But I'm going to talk about understanding the buyer's journey, right? Understanding the psychology behind what goes on in the client's head or prospect's head along each step of the process. So if you understand this, it's going to basically double, triple, quadruple your income because you can only help them if you actually understand their situation. So the more you know them, the more you can help. So I'm going to explain how getting girls and acquiring clients are the same exact thing. So I created this Miro presentation for you guys today to show you exactly how I was able to make $30,000 a month as an online fitness coach and $50,000 a month as a business mentor now, but using the analogy of getting a girl so it can click in your head. So getting a prospect and the prospect's journey is exactly like getting a girl. Right, we're going to break it down starting here two ways, right? The first type of a girl is the girl that's not looking for a relationship. And the second type here on the right is a girl that actively is looking for a relationship. Now, the girl that is actively looking for a relationship, right? It's the same thing as a client or a prospect actively searching for help, right? The pain is already built up somewhere from before, causing them to actively search for a solution, right? For example, a girl going through a fresh heartbreak is probably going to, look for a guy or just look for that next guy to hook up with or something, right? In most case scenarios, right? Now for a prospect, it's the same exact thing, right? A prospect, for example, fitness coaching, a prospect someone may have poked at their belly. Maybe they woke up one day in the mirror and honestly had enough, right? Maybe someone said something to them. Maybe their wife said something or their girlfriend said something, or maybe one of their friends said something to them to really make them realize, shit, I really got to make a change. So that is someone actively looking for help. Now, right, they have two options. They either don't look for help or they're actively searching for it. So girls go on, dating apps, or they ask their friends or they meet friends of friends. Again, this is just like a prospect looking it up, right? Looking up the solution. How do I lose fat in the next 30 days? Or how do I lose 20 pounds of fat? Or how do I put on more muscle, right? So a girl can be, on Tinder, Hinge, whatever these dating apps are nowadays. But again, your prospect could easily find the solution there, and then you'll never hear from them, right? A client or a prospect could just go on Google and look up how to lose 20 pounds, find their solution, never reach you, right? Or a girl can, go on a dating app and find a new boyfriend and then just never meet you, right? But on the other side here on the left, right? A girl who is not actively looking for a relationship, or a client who maybe doesn't really actively want a fitness coach right now. Most people in this stage are just scrolling just to scroll because maybe they know deep down they're simply they're just going through their regular motions. But again, looking for like motivation or entertainment, whatever it is, right? A girl, when the best relationships come when you're not looking for it, right? You guys hear that saying all the time. It's the same thing for a client. When the client is not actively looking for it and maybe something switches in their mind, those are the best clients. So it's the same thing here. So on the right, we have actively looking for help. And on the right, on the right here, we have not looking for help. Either way, right, you're eventually going to meet them, right? Meeting a girl is your content. So this is where the attention and lead flow stems from. So again, going over content, there's three things that could happen in content, right? They can follow you, they can like or comment, or they can just scroll past, right? So getting her number is like her actually following you. Complimenting each other is like liking or commenting, leaving a like or a comment on your video. And, her not being interested is just her scrolling past. So we'll start with, getting her actual number. So getting them to follow you just off of them seeing your content on their feed, right? In an instant, you gain some sort of trust from someone for them to willingly accept constantly seeing your content, right? So that's very easy. That's you meet a girl, instantly you guys just hit it off. First time, just get her number, boom, right? You're already connected. Now, the second thing is someone just leaving a like or a comment, but not following you. So this is you guys maybe just talk to her, leave a little compliment, but it's, it's in that weird, little stage where you guys aren't fully like, oh, okay, I really think this person is like really cool or like the one or hot or whatever it may be, right? So you have to think what made them actually like the video, right? What made them comment? Because there's a deeper reason to why they actually did that. Because the whole world can see when someone likes or, when they leave a comment, the entire world, everybody can see that they left a comment. So again, there has to be a certain reason why they left, engagement on your post, right? Next is she's not interested in just scrolling past, right? They didn't get hooked in. They saw no value, kind of scroll. This could be maybe you had a bad hair day, right? Or maybe, it's something you said that day, or maybe it's something else, right? Your outfit, right? Something didn't click with them, so they just thought you was not interested, or usually on the outside it's usually just appearance, right? Initial looks, right? It's very surface level, but again, you did not catch her attention with your looks, so they scrolled past, they weren't interested, right? But right, if you usually pop up for them once in your feed or in their feed, they'll pop up again, right? So guys, when you guys scroll and scroll and scroll, usually when you see someone once, you probably see them multiple times, on your explore page or for you page, and you just keep seeing them, right? It's the same thing for a girl. If you guys met through friends of friends, you probably seen this girl once, and the first time you may have not said anything to her, or you guys not said anything, but eventually you'll meet her again and again and again and again, right? You'll constantly start seeing each other, right? Maybe it's at a gym. You guys see a girl once, that one gym girl, and then you see her again and again. So after you see her again and again, right, you'll eventually like her comment or flirt a little bit and then get her number. So, right, everything stems down to, again, getting her number or getting that follow, right? So, right, you can get, it gets done through them seeing your content constantly, and then obviously them following you. So how you do this is obviously you got to show off your traits, right? You got to show off your traits, your personality, right? You are the one. That's the same thing as nurturing content, right? Nurturing your leads, nurturing your followers, showing a girl that you are the one, right? Use this analogy, right? At a drunk party, how many of you guys have been to a party and you guys are, first walking in, or it's the beginning of the party, and then you guys just have like 5-minute conversations with anyone, right? 5-minute conversations, yeah, you catch up, it's cool, and it's not that deep, right? But those conversations at the end of the night where you guys are drunk and you guys are talking for like 1, 2, 3 hours talking about the world's deepest things, or it goes into something very random. You guys connect like crazy after that night, right? Anyone, if you think back, you guys had that one conversation at the end of the party and it was just insane, right? Versus a 5-minute conversation. Those 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 long conversations are so much more connecting than just a 5-minute, hey, how you been? Oh, I've been doing good. How's the family? Good, good, right? It doesn't really work. So it's the same thing, right? Think about those long conversations as YouTube or long form content, and your short form content is those quick little conversations, right? So we'll start with long form here on the left. So if they're, if they are on here, right? If your clients are on here, or leads or prospects, or whatever you want to call them, if they're watching your YouTube videos, they are way, way warmer, right? Realize that they're already interested in you and they are willing to give you all that time, right? They're watching a long YouTube video, they're sitting here ready to learn, or they're actively searching it up, right? Now, long content could be, again, FaceTimes and long calls with the girl, and think about as YouTube, and then for quicker calls and lives as well, right? These like, how you been, like 10, 15-minute calls. Those are like your lives. It's like very raw and uncut. So, again, if they are willing to heavily invest themselves into you, ask yourself why they're clicking on your video, right? Are they clicking because of the thumbnail? Is it the title, right? Is it because, again, the thumbnail, the title, why are they watching this? Do they want motivation? Do they want to know my story? Do they want to actually learn how to create a high ticket fitness offer, right? That prints, right? And then again, all these titles and thumbnails, right? Why are they clicking on the videos? Now, in terms of quicker calls, again, lives can be long, but this is to show your true self, because on behind calls, you can't really edit anything. You can't delete a Snapchat and then resend it, right? These are just live, right? So there's no cuts, no editing. You bring their attention to other forms of content. Hey, quick call, blah, blah, blah. Let's set ourselves up for a different call, or a FaceTime, right? Let's set up for a FaceTime, because FaceTime is a lot more personal, face to face. Or again, you can pitch a date in a little bit. But let's move over to the right here with short form. So again, short form is the short conversations with her, right? Attention is shorter, but here is, it's a nice way of like, chipping away at a small tree. You guys make small chips at a tree, small, 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 and eventually the entire tree will come swinging down, right? So again, short form, we have stories, reels or pictures, and then DMs. So think of stories as your Snapchats, right? Snapchat stories. Show your true self. It's called stories for a reason. Stories make it feel like a behind the scenes of your life, right? Results, transformations. On stories or Snapchat, you guys know people have private stories, right? If you're on someone's private story, it's always behind the scenes. It's never like those, perfect pictures that people post. It's always the behind the scenes, them getting drunk, them failing, doing backflips, the worst parts of them waking up hungover, whatever it may be, right? So if on their private story, it feels a lot more personable. You trust them a lot more, right? You're expecting to see the raw, reality of their life. It's the same thing for content. When people see your Instagram stories, it's the same thing. People expect to see behind the scenes, right? You can also sell on there, right? Now, Instagram pictures or Instagram posts are your reels and pictures, right? How many of you guys worry about how your feed looks, right? How many of you guys look at a girl's feed and go, damn, she looks good, right? A girl looks at your feed and will think the exact same thing. They examine. I know a lot of girls, they examine the hell out of your feed. They look at your highlights, your profile picture, the people you know, the tagged, or the people you're following, your followers. They look at everything. They try to find your mom's Facebook, your dad's Facebook, your stepsisters or whatever it is, right? Your brothers, siblings. They'll find everything. They examine, right? So it's the same thing. When people are deciding whether to work with you or not, they are examining, right, the hell out of your content. They're looking at every single reel, every single highlight, every single story, people you follow. They're looking at everything because they want to make sure that we're making the right choice, right? So think about how your content is being seen by the mass. What is your perceived value online? If someone just goes to your page, right? If someone just goes to your page here, what do they automatically just assume, right? First thing is having an optimized profile, right? I make fitness coaches more money. DM mastery for one-on-one mentorship. Here's my $50,000 a month blueprint, right? And then again, in your content, when they see your page here, what is the perceived value? Oh, there's a lot of him, right? He talks a lot. I can probably trust him as a professional, right? He can show his true self, right? Informational videos here, informational, motivational, more informational, right? How are you being seen? Are you being seen as a douchebag? Are you being seen as someone who can motivate? Are you being seen as smart? What is your actual perceived value when someone just clicks on your page, right? Again, that's how girls perceive you. They're examining everything. So texting her, now this is like DMs, right? Obviously. So if you're DMing, trying to get leads, trying to get book calls, it's the same thing as texting a girl. When you're trying to book that date, right? You're trying to get a date with her. So you don't always have to sell, right? No matter, if let's say you have one girl, right? Or you have 10 girls at the same time that you're talking to. You're not, getting a date with all of them on the same day, right? Some of them are not ready. Some of them you got to flirt with a little bit more. Some of them you got to, tease and all that, flirt and all that. But you guys have to realize it's the same thing in the DMs. DM people as if you're DMing a girl, right? You guys realize when you guys text a girl and a girl texts you back, if it's 5 hours long in between each text, it's fucking boring, right? You guys have to realize people in the DMs, it's just like flirting with a girl. You guys have to be responsive. You guys have to be texting each other all the time, very quick, right? Figuring out what she likes, what her long-term goals are, all the things that you have to say that you don't really want to say, but you have to know to see if she even would be a good girl to go on a date with, right? Think about that. So remember, you have to have 3 touch points. Just build a relationship here. No need to rush the process of building trust. Or again, sometimes some girls will go on a date in a single day of you texting her. Some girls, again, will take a little bit longer, right? You got to talk to her for a week, talk to her for a month before getting on a date with her. Or you got to figure out if she's a good girl to go on a date with, right? So that's the DMs. Now, if we move down here, all of it stems down to, again, flirting in the text. So how to actually flirt in the text, or how to actually set DMs and book calls in. Right? This is where you hit your touch points. Introduction, qualification, situation, vision, pitch, right? Introduction. Yo, how you doing? It was nice seeing you last night, blah, blah, blah. Qualification, so, just want to see like, what's your type, blah, 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 or whatever this is not how you should actually talk to girls, but this is an example of relaying it back to the DMs when you're trying to sell, right? Qualifying them, making sure they can actually invest into your program, make sure they have enough so you don't waste your time. It's like, you don't want to go on a date with a girl who is a HOE, right? So situation, right? Figure out what her situation is. Are you currently looking for a relationship? Like, what was your last relationship? Figure out what she was in the past or what her situation. Why is she talking to you so much? Why do you like her? Why does she like you? Vision. Where does she want to be, 3 years from now? Does she want to be a stay-at-home wife? Does she want to be a blank, right? It's the same thing for fitness. So introduction, yo, what's up, man? So you follow me, whatever it may be. Are you interested in fitness coaching? Maybe that. Qualification, do you have a job? Again, to qualify if they can actually purchase your program or if they're financially qualified. Situation, right? Are you currently stuck? Are you losing weight? Are you trying to gain weight? Are you skinny fat? What's your actual goal, right? Vision. I want to be shredded. I'm struggling with this, right? I want to be here so I can take my shirt off at the beach. I want to get more girls. I want to do X, Y, Z, right? Understand where they want to be, and then you pitch, right? Pitch the call. And this is, again, securing the date, right? Saying, hey, we should go out for dinner tomorrow night. Or, hey, we should go out for dinner next week, right? Throwing out that pitch, right? That's actually securing the date. And again, if she books in the actual call, securing a date. Now, this is super important, right? Now, post-booking nurturing, again, which is flirting and hyping up the date. If you booked a date, or sorry, not booked, if you have a date with a girl, let's say it's 2 days from now, and you guys don't talk at all, what is she going to be thinking? What are you going to be thinking, right? If you guys don't talk at all, she's going to be thinking, oh my God, does he even want to go on the date? Oh my God, is he going to like flake on me? Oh my gosh, like blah, blah, blah. All these scenarios going through their head. But if you have a correct post-booking nurturing sequence, right? You're sending them freebies, you're sending them valuable videos, you're sending the information to actually get them to understand what they're getting themselves into or what's going to be covered on the call, how you can help them out, right? Again, proving yourself, and again, talking to them as if they're not just a dollar, or talking to them as if they're not just a body, right? So it's the same thing as, again, flirting after you schedule the date with her, right? Genuine help is the name of the game, right? So you make sure you are babying them along the whole process. It's hard to trust someone if, again, you're just seen as cash. So ask about how their day's been. How's life in X country, right? Ask about how their life has been for them, right? And after them is the actual date. So the call, right? The actual date is the call. So again, here is where you can really dig and really figure out, there's no more slow text. There's no more, hiding behind a screen. They're right in front of you, right? So at this point, they should have already been made up in their mind whether they are saying yes or no. Because if a girl goes on a date with you, right, it takes a lot of courage for them to be like, okay, I'm going to get ready. I'm going to do all this makeup and, perfume and do my hair and all this to go on the date with this guy, right? They wouldn't go on a date with you if you weren't at least semi-qualified for them, right? So it's the same thing, right? By this point, if they're on the date, they should kind of have an idea of where they want to be. So from here, it's just time to get deeper and offer the actual help, and then objection handle as is, right? And after that, right, you get to third base. You got a new client. So if you do everything correctly, right, if you understand why the buyer thinks the way they do, right, think about it as if, again, you're trying to get a date with a girl and take her to third base, right? So again, to run through everything here, this is exactly how the client's thinking. So again, if you always put yourself in the client's shoes or the prospect's shoes, you can understand everything on a deeper level and actually understand why people are either not booking in calls or not responding to you in the DMs or not closing on the sales calls, or right, maybe not even following you, maybe not engaging with you. Understand this concept and you will actually make a lot more money with your coaching business.